I was just having a volunteer activity in the Nanjing Memorial Hall, and then we're like very well educated. I can really say that you have so many great conversations, very great contributions, and I think it's great you could share your experience in studying in China, your advice on how to study well in China, and all that. First of all, I would like you to introduce yourself. Yeah, please tell us about yourself.
Okay, greetings, and first of all, thank you so much. My name is Tusib Ahmad, and I'm a PhD fellow at School of Public Health, Southeast University, and basically I'm working on infectious diseases. Currently, my group is working on coronavirus. Coming to your question, you just mentioned a very great and a kind of tricky question. Honestly speaking, it's not that much easy to answer. Whenever we talk about study, or we talk about research, and then when we talk about studying inside your own country, inside your country institute, and then studying outside of your country are two different things.
Yeah.
So I will share my own experience. What are the hurdles or the obstacle I face, and then how I deal and how I get rid of those things, and then I did well in my research and my study. So the very first thing is that you have to be more brave, and you have to be to give a chance to yourself to understand different cultures, and then most importantly to understand the people. Because for me, when I landed here in China, so I faced some problems, but I didn't give up on those things that I have a problem and let's go back and this and that. Because whenever you out from your comfort zone, definitely you will have issues.
Yeah.
You will have problems. You will have challenges.
Yeah.
And that's what we make us resilient.
Yes.
That things make us the competitor. I always saying the same thing to the students, that look, if you have passion for something, you can do it.
Yeah. That's
Because
so true.
nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
Everything is very, very possible.
All right, let me ask you on that note. Do you think professors in China, in your experience, are very helpful and they give good guidance to international students?
Yeah, it's again, it's it's question because I'm studying PhD.
Yeah.
So I can say that it's it's different from university to university,
Yeah.
from people to people. Look, if you have the traditional professor having no experience or having no exposure
Yeah.
outside of the country,
Yeah.
definitely adjusting with that professor is a bit tricky things.
Yeah.
But if you have those professors, they spend time outside of China, they interact with people, they work with other international people, they work with other international collaborator and professor,
Yeah.
then you will have great fun, you will have great time.
Yeah.
And I think most of the professor I experienced this thing that if you're a PhD student,
Yeah.
so honestly speaking, many people they will agree on that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about that, but
Yeah.
majority of the professor they will say this thing to you: look, you are a PhD,
Yeah.
so it's your responsibility and it's on your shoulder. You have to design your project.
Yeah.
You have to design your experiments, and you
Yeah.
have to do all the things.
Yeah.
But at the same times, again, you will get help from them.
Yeah.
And one thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, that you have to create and you have to make that good relationship with your
Yes.
professor,
Yes.
with your research group,
Yes.
with your Chinese lab mate,
Yes.
with your class fellow, or with your international friends. Or suppose we are living in an international dorm,
Yes.
so we have a lot of students from different countries.
Yes.
You can you can discuss your problem with them. You can get some kind of advice from them. You can share your experience, and then is one thing is very, very important. sometimes we totally rely on books.
Yes.
I never ever suggest to anyone that absolutely rely on books
Yeah.
or absolutely rely on protocol.
Yes.
Because you must hear and you must listen to the experienced people.
Yes.
Suppose, like just
An example.
like an example
Yeah.
of things. Suppose you are doing an experiment in lab. Now look, the protocols and the guidelines, they're different from lab to lab.
That's true.
So okay, if you are following the standard protocols, okay, you're just following those guidelines, those books, but like there are some modification. You will never find those modification or those tricky things
Yeah.
within those those protocol or those guidelines
Yeah.
until or unless
Yeah.
you don't discuss with your colleagues, with your professor, with your experienced
Yeah.
lab mate. So this is very important.
Yeah. All right. Another question I'd say, what is your observation for students studying in China? What do you feel like what impact could they bring to their own countries when they graduate? And are they really ready to create and bring positive impact to their own countries, like looking from the situation or how students study in China?
Yeah, this is like look, is again, it's like an individual point of view.
Yeah.
Like I will just say like from my own point of view.
Yeah.
Is again, it's like individual priority.
Yes.
Look, maybe some people they come to China just
Yeah.
for the sake of this thing to do some business.
Yes.
To do some other jobs or other things.
Yeah.
But like I came to China just with one goal.
Yeah.
The more I can learn here and
Yes.
the more I can experience here, and I can improve my skills and my I can get more knowledge.
Yeah.
And then of course is a student of public health.
Yeah.
We have a great impact.
Yes.
And I already experienced this thing during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
When this pandemic started, I do remember I contacted my professor, I contacted my college, and I said, look, we are the students and we know all these things and we are absolutely ready for any volunteer activities or
Yeah.
anything. We are ready to go into to serve the community, to serve the people.
Yeah.
And then at that time, you mentioned a very nice point, about the impact.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, I personally share my own experience.
Yes.
And then not only with my country people,
Yeah.
I have a group of people. We are working together
Yeah.
from different countries.
Yeah.
And then I share the good things with them.
Yeah.
And based on those things, they really design and they
Yeah.
develop and
Yeah.
they made their own policies
Yeah.
to control or to make sure further spreading of
Yeah.
the COVID-19 or the SARS-CoV-2.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have a great impact.
Yeah.
No matter if you're studying business
Yeah.
or if you're studying engineering or
Yes.
if you're studying medicine. But again, if your priority or your passion is your subject or your discipline, so you can have a great impact. And if you're studying for the sake of this thing, that look, oh yeah, I have to get the degree. I'm just I need a piece of paper. Then the scenario will be different.
That's true.
That's the thing that every young researcher or every student, they must understand that thing, why you are here. So the first thing that you have to be that brave, and you have to be that clever, that wise to understand your goal. Once
That's
you
true.
understand yourself, your goal, then the things will be easy for you.
That's a great one. I would like to ask, right, give 5 tips, right? If more, that would be great. Just tips on pointing like okay, this. What are the tips for people who are aspiring to come and study in China? Like aspiring to come and study here, whether it's master's or PhD, just any tips that you feel like, okay, if I hear my sister or brother want to come to study in China, these are the tips that I want them. Remember this, do this. What are those tips that you would share with other people?
Yeah, look. Again, it's a good and kind of healthy question.
Yes.
Look, whenever you go from your own country to another country,
Yes.
whether it's China or some other country,
Yeah.
the first thing is really, really important
Yes.
to know about that particular country.
That's true.
If you come blindly
Yes.
without having one person, like you, zero knowledge, having zero knowledge about particular country, you will face so many problems. Look, language barrier here in China, for me, that was the hardest thing. Then the cultural difference. Then the food issues. Then some other things. So the first thing is that you have to study all the related information. Then another thing is that you have to prepare your mind, your body for any kind of challenge. It's not like that, like, oh, look, I'm having great fun and great time with my family in my country, I will have the same thing outside of my country. No. That maybe in some cases you will have, but most of the cases you will face like, different things. Then, like, to know about your subject, like majority of the students, like, I personally met a lot of students, and even they don't know, like they are studying master's degree, they are studying like, PhD, they don't know. And even they don't know the research direction or the research area. They're confused. They're absolutely confused. But if you are confused, you cannot make the things like, what actually you are after. And the other thing is that, like, the social interaction. One thing which I really love to see everywhere, that is the social interaction. The more you interact with people, the more you will learn from them. As I said before, that experience and, like, that kind of, like, a person, suppose you are working on a subject for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years, you have great experience of that particular subject. So if I spend little time with you, maybe like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, or maybe 30 minutes, I can learn more from you. So that's the other thing.
Yeah.
And then one thing I really love to change it.
Yes.
That's not only, like, in Chinese students,
Yeah.
but I really want to change this thing among the international students.
Yes.
Majority of the students, they love to work alone.
Yes.
That's the craziest things. Suppose if you want to create a great impact, that's like, for me, I will pick this is like, among the top 3 tips.
Yes.
That is like, working as a group is very, very important.
Yeah.
Like, personally, I will share my own story. Like,
Yes.
Can you believe that, like, when I came to China, I had such kind of experience about the research, designing the project, writing papers, conducting experiments, things like that. But, like, still, I made my own research group here.
Yeah.
And now we are working as a group. And the good thing is that sometimes I think about and I share with my colleagues and with my friends that, look, guys, if you work alone, believe me, it will be hard for us even to produce one article or produce 2 or 3 articles. That will be hard for us. But we are working as a group. So during my PhD, we have produced more than 50 scientific articles. That's what I'm talking about. That's the impact that you will have good things from your friends.
Yes.
You will learn from their experience.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that, for me, is not like, something in the last, but like, just coming to that, like, confidence is important.
Yes.
Some students, they make a single mistake,
Yeah.
they just give up. Look, guys, we are human beings.
Yes.
For me, it's common. If I make a mistake, it's okay. You will learn from your mistake. Yeah, if you make a mistake, next time you will just, like, you will correct yourself. So, like, be confident and just believe in yourself and bring that positive, like, positive energy. So this is like, for all the students, like, suppose if you apply and if you just, like, you get the kind of, like, rejection or something like that, and you just say, like, from people. Just there is a lot of stories about, like, the successful people.
Yes.
In our daily life, we can see them, and we can, like, personally, I have a lot of, like, stories.
Yes.
How they reach to that top level.
Yeah.
they never give up on their dream. So it's just like, the kind of commitment that
Yeah.
you're showing to your dreams or to your goals.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my God, you're such an excellent. Thank you. I love this because interaction with other people is like learning from a living library. You are such a great source within the community of international students. Thank you so much. Okay, you can say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.